Okay, first I'm saying all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Gakadash, and double honors to the elders, apostles, and teachers, great wisdom from my learning this truth. And I say shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel. And it's going to be a short video on this whole thing debacle with Trump bringing I think it's the National Guard into Chicago. Now, you had different videos of people that have been talking about how, a lot of the gang violence is going on has been incited by mercenaries, which the United States government has hired in order to, incite, that violence so they can give an excuse to bring in the military. And, that's nothing new, right? Everybody knows the United States government are a bunch of fucking crooks and snakes. But you have a lot of niggas who truly believe that because a lot of niggas have been allowed to run amok with impunity, that they're tough enough to take on the United States military. Mind you, other nations are wary of the United States military. Even now, when everybody has nuclear missiles, everybody has, advancements in technology, they're still not just itching to pick a fight with America. Because of the power of their military. Yet for some reason you have a bunch of little stupid children running around killing elderly people, stabbing people in the neck from behind, that they think that they could take on trained killers. Now, you can say that the United States military are a bunch of punk ass niggas, which is true. You do have a bunch of punk ass niggas in the military, but you also still do have cold-blooded fucking killers with a bloodlust in the military as well. It's just watered down, but you still have those people. Not only that, but they still have an artillery, a stock of weapons. So theoretically speaking, I remember one guy mentioned how all they have to really do is shut off the water, and you niggas would be that. All they really have to do is shut off the water. That's it, and they can let you niggas drown the fuck out, or dry the fuck up. They can cut off food and supplies from being sent there. There's a myriad of things that the United States government can do that they really don't even have to fight niggas. Now, I hope they kill all you damn YNs in Chicago. I hope they rip you niggas apart and they blow your mother's brains the fuck out right in front of you before killing you too. But, Jacob Trouble hasn't, gotten the full swing yet. But that's just me personally. But these are a bunch of little niggas that are in gangs that think they're tough because they have a little bit of numbers. I'm just gonna play a little bit of this video here.
Crazy, these little niggas crazy, boy. Now, these threats made by gang members in Chicago to the National Guard will cause many.
And everybody, mind you, once again, these are a bunch of little children. In past couple of weeks, I've been watching videos with niggas that's been getting caught and sentenced for different crimes. And a common thing that I've seen with a lot of them is how they break down and they start crying. Now, you have some guys that go in there smiling, but they end up getting turned out and turned into little girls. But you got a lot of these guys, younger guys, who commit these crimes, and they think that they'll get off. But when they hear their sentence, they break down and start crying because reality hits them. And that's with a lot of YNs, like, once again, I pray that the Lord has Trump kill all you little niggas. But hopefully there's some bloodshed with you niggas, because y'all got to go. But, if that were to happen, the cold reality would set in of how they're not as tough as they thought. And because they've been given free reign to pretty much do whatever they want, they think that they can take on an organization with billions upon billions of dollars worth of technological advancement. They once again, Trump could have sent in a few androids and shut all that shit the fuck down. They have androids they could send in to shut that whole shit down. Just a few. A small battalion will tear all you niggas apart, literally. But once again, YNs think that because they have free reign that they can take on a it's nonsense. And this is a glimpse of what's going to happen.
Black users online to now chime in and share how ridiculous they felt their logic was.
Are y'all serious? Do y'all really, do y'all really think that y'all can take on the U.S.?
Gentlemen, you can look 5 to 10 years younger by literally doing one thing. So simple, it's insanely cheap.
The U.S. military? Bro, the military overtakes countries, bro. Y'all are a small portion of Chicago, bro. And y'all talk about y'all got switches. A switch is so dumb. A switch is like a waste of bullets, bro. And y'all thinking because it shoots really fast, bro. So we got sure.
And mind you, from what I've seen, the vast majority of YNs can't actually fight. You know, they may be able to, and that's why they have guns in the first place because they can't fight. That's one thing. But you know, when you see the average nigga fight, you see him, you know, just swinging until swinging until he hits something, and then he combos up after he combos up after that before the combo multiplier fucking times out. But vast majority of them don't have actual formal training. They haven't actually gone up against a nigga. Because once again, niggas in the military may be some punk niggas, but they're punk niggas, yes. But compared to other countries, they're gonna get fucking wiped. But compared to a bunch of rambunctious, wild little monkeys running around shooting things, running with their pants sagging, like these niggas, baby punk niggas, but they're still trained. They have formal training in comparison to a bunch of niggas who practice shooting at fucking glass bottles. But this is how you know that I didn't really think shit could get that damn ridiculous. But y'all niggas got to go. And this, once again, this is a glimpse. Cause like, sure, there may be some back and forth. You know, you may have a few niggas get a couple soldiers and shit. You're gonna have that. But Trump, no, the military, they have reserves. They have layers upon layers of warfare and weaponry that they can access. The only thing niggas have is a bunch of the brainless dumbasses and some fucking guns. That's it. So, some modified switches and shit. That's it. U.S. military it's an army. This is complete. Not this is how you know this is set up for one. But you have a bunch of dumb niggas that are going for it. This is the very once again this is the force of the and these aren't even the tough niggas. You know they got fucking hardened killers in the fucking background, fucking super soldiers and robots that like obviously this shit ain't gonna happen. But let's say supposedly hypothetically they actually push out the truth, which isn't gonna fucking happen. But let's say they do. Once again, the United States military has access to different layers and tiers of weaponry. You push these niggas out, they send in more. What happens when you niggas run out of bullets? Oh, you pick up their guns. Do you even know how to work them? You're gonna need practice, or you're gonna spray and pray. This nigga has waves upon waves upon waves of different, tactics and things he uses. And once again, all they have to do is shut off the power, shut off the water, shut off the internet, and then those niggas shut off the food. Them niggas are finished. But this is ridiculous. And all them dumb niggas who actually want to try to play little toy soldier, the Lord's gonna give them niggas to Esau, the Slayer. It's Genesis 27, 40, 41, 40. And once again, I'm going to go into this 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live. And by thy sword shalt thou live. Esau has consisted and nourished himself with his weaponry. That's his pride and his joy above all things. That's the thing that he falls back upon. This is the very same nigga who lives by his weaponry. Esau loves his sword, man. You had Trump that that took some of the funding from these healthcare programs and put it into the fucking military. Esau loves his sword. And he's lived by it. He's gotten everything by it. And this is the very same nigga that, once again, he lives by this thing. That's his creed and his tenet of life. The sword. Trained from birth. Trained from a young age. And you have a couple of niggas that got they're on a power trip. Because they now realize that old people are afraid of these niggas because they have guns. You got knockout game. You have a bunch of niggas going around hitting women in the head, knocking them out, and stabbing bitches in the neck from Ukraine and shit, and they think they're tough. You ain't tough until you done fought a nigga who's in the jiu-jitsu, nigga. You ain't tough until you've been locked up in one of them goddamn death strangles. Genesis 27:40. By that sword shalt thou live. And that's even if you get the gun from the guy. They got Rambo, and that's once again, this is how you know this is all fabricated and set up. But you still got a lot of niggas who are just going along with it, because it doesn't. Logically speaking, it doesn't make sense. You know, niggas are stupid, but logically speaking, it does make sense. And shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, and thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break the yoke from off thy neck. And that happened under I forgot the actual. I know some. I think it's in Kings, First or Second Kings, when David put the Edomites in captivity, King David, and under one of King Solomon's sons, the Edomites had revolted. Under one of his descendants. I don't think it was under one of his descendants. Under his sons, Esau revolted, and he did his thing, but he got away from under our captivity. After the split happened. This is verse 42, 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of blessing word his father blessed him. Esau said in his heart, I'm going to verse 38. Because his blessing, his blessing is a sword. It's weaponry. It's warfare. In all its aspects. In all of its forms. Biological, cyber warfare. What's some other forms of warfare? Fucking kinetic warfare. Psychological warfare. And all of its other aspects. All different forms of warfare. Esau has a mastery over it, because that's what God gave him. And you can not complete mastery over the sword, but mastery over the portion that the Lord gave him. Because the Lord got mastery over warfare. He's the Lord of war, literally. But yeah. Just and even with that portion he gave him, that's a extremely powerful fucking portion. So much to the point where the Lord's going to have to give his men spiritual power to deal with it, to overtake it. But all them little niggas, they're gonna die. whether it's through this little conflict that may happen, or that's through Jacob's trouble. Verse 38, Esau said to his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father bless me, even me also, my father. Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered, said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And his blessing was this, and Isaac, which is Yahweh Shai, the second in command, gave this nigga the blessing over the mastery over his portion of the sword. By the sword thou shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come past, and thou shalt have dominion, thou shalt break the yoke from off his neck. And Esau hated Jacob because the blessing word his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, days morning for my father at hand, they will I slay my brother Jacob. That's also another thing. You have a lot of Edomites that are in the military that are racist and prejudiced. So they're jonesing to choke them out a nigger. They're lusting over shooting them a nigger. They want that. They want to kill you niggas. But this is the same nigga that has a mastery over carnal. Well, I won't say that, but hope you know what I mean. So I already explained what I meant, not completely, but mastery over the portion that the Lord gave him. And you have a bunch of little wild, rebellious niggas drunk on their little power. They think they can take on an actual organized governmental force that's used to spread its influence over the entire world. It's one thing if you're going against the police department. Okay, you're taking out mall cops, understandable. But the actual military, niggas have grenades, rocket launchers. So all you can say is YNs have grenades and rocket launchers. How many in comparison to the military? They have tanks, armored fucking vehicles, androids, smart bullets, radiation weapons, rail guns, Gauss cannons, compressed air cannons, heart attack guns. And that's not even scratching the surface of the surface, man. But this shows the stupidity of our people, because you have niggas that are calling for this shit. But I mean, we're not complaining, Go ahead, fuck with them and see what happens. Jeremiah 4:22, for my people is foolish, they have not known me. And this is why the Lord is going to allow niggas to die. Because they're not operating according to how, like what? Lord told Peter to put up his sword. If this were his kingdom, his servants will fight. So what are we supposed to do? Wise as serpents, harmless as doves. We're supposed to operate with wisdom. It's not wise to call upon the military force of the very same people who subdued you in the first place. They forgot Esau had put our people in slavery, and we wasn't getting out from under that shit. If the Lord didn't want us to get out from under that shit, it wasn't fucking happening. Them niggas must have forgot that they were getting hung on fucking lampposts 50, 60 years ago. Not 50 years ago, but let's say maybe 100 years ago. Let's say 100 years. Well, not even that. 70, 80, maybe 90 years ago. Our people were getting hung on fucking lampposts where it was commonplace. And it's still happening. Obviously not to the same degree, but it's still fucking happening. They forgot that their great grandparents were at the complete mercy of this nigga, and there was nothing they could do. But you give a little YN a few 20, 30, 40 years of some freedom, and these niggas think they run the fucking world because they're strong-arming elderly people and children and niggas who can't fight. And that's why the Lord has always kicked our people's ass, because our people are a bunch of assholes and idiots. Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children. They have none understanding, they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. They love modifying these weapons, dealing drugs, because I've heard about some, well, it's completely fucking believable how you have the Chicago fucking they're like what city government is pretty much working with gangs and shit like that, you know? And they're allowing these niggas to run amok because of fear, because they get money, bitches, or whatever. They're allowing them to run amok. And they think that because, once again, they're allied with a little city government, that they think they're tough, that they can do whatever they want. But the Lord has shown multiple times, many times over, that that's not how this goes. But we pray that you niggas die, because 2/3 y'all gotta go. We pray that Esau kills every last one. Well, yeah, the Pastor Hard mentioned a couple in his older videos, how he gets spiritual power, Lord willing, that he's gonna jump over Esau to get to you niggas. And technically, if you want to get technical, he's right. Because like what you have Jacob's trouble, and you go into Ezekiel 9, I think it's 9 or 7, talks about how the Lord told the death angels to start at his house during Jacob's trouble. In other words, the Lord is literally going to skip Esau to get to you niggas first, and then he's going to go after Esau, and that's going to be Jacob's trouble. So you're completely fucking right on that, and I found that interesting. Like, well, I literally just realized that thinking about it, because like technically that's absolutely correct. The Lord is literally going to judge Esau last, and first he's going to get you niggas. But I pretty much it. Hope that it finds it. I'll praise His glory, not His. And this, that's an example of why we continue to, to say pray, because this whole thing with him bringing in military, he's just making it. He's just putting these different pieces into place, because like it's going to get to a point to where the military is throughout all cities, where you're going to have different zones fucking set up. Niggas going to be tossed to FEMA camps. This is this whole Chicago thing is just an excuse for Trump to do that. Once again, it's all planned. But you got niggas that, stupid niggas that can't deduct that are riding on the fucking coattails of these fucking agents who are inciting this shit. Or it could be that niggas are just that fucking stupid. Which niggas are that stupid? This is why I would say pray, because Trump has shown that he can bring in the military and shut shit down. That he's shown that they can mobilize the military and put fucking garrisons in cities and shut shit the fuck down. But hope is that fancy. All praises go out to Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shem God Dash. The one says about the teacher and miss of truth. Show on to hope like Israel instruction about great America.